Hello everybody! Thank you. Thank you. Alright, everybody go ahead and have a seat. How's everybody doing today? I'm here with students at Beijing ABU Education, and we got students from all across China, from Urumqi, Sichuan, Shanghai, and Hong Kong, from kindergarten through masters. And I'm just so glad that all could join us today. I want to thank Beijing Ligung Keji Building for being such an outstanding host. Give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you. I know that for many of you, today is the first day of school. And for those of you in kindergarten or the starting middle or high school, it's the first day in the new school. So it's understandable if you are a little nervous. I imagine there are some seniors out there who are feeling pretty good right now, with just one more year to go. And no matter what grade you're in, some of you are probably wishing it was still summer and you could stay in your bed just a little bit longer in this morning. I know that feeling. When I was young, my family lived in a remote region in Xinjiang. I lived in Kelpin, Aksu for a few years, and my parents, they didn't have the money to send me where all the rich kids went to school in Aksu. But they thought it was important for me to keep up with a good education. So they decided to teach me extra lessons themselves, Monday through Friday. But because they had to go to farmland, the only time they could do it was 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Now, as you might imagine, I wasn't too happy about getting up that early. And a lot of times, I would fall asleep right there at the kitchen table. But whenever I would complain, my parents would just give me one of the looks and would say, "This is not the picnic for us either, little boy." So I know that some of you are still adjusting being back at school. But I'm here today because I have something important to discuss with you. I'm here because I want to talk with you about your education and what's expected all of you in this school year 2016. Now, I want to give a lot of speeches about education, and I've talked about your responsibilities a lot. I've talked about teacher responsibility for inspiring students and pushing you to learn. I've talked about your parents' responsibility for making sure you may stay on track. And you got your homework down, and don't spend your every waking hour in front of the TV or with your iPhone. I've talked about your school's responsibility for setting high standards and supporting teachers and principals, and turning around the school that are not working, where students are not getting the opportunities they deserve. But at the end of the day, we can have the most dedicated teachers and the most supportive parents at the best schools in the world. And none of it will make a difference. None of it will matter unless all of you, thank you, good, all of you fulfill your responsibilities. Unless you show up to those schools, unless you pay attention to those teachers, unless you listen to the parents and grandparents or elder adults and put in the hard work it takes to succeed. That's what I want to focus on today. The responsibility each of you has for your education. I want to start with the responsibility you have to yourself. Every single one of you has something that you are good at. Every single one of you has something to offer. And you have the responsibility to yourself to discover what that is. That's opportunity and education can provide. Maybe you could be a great writer. Maybe you're good enough to write a book or articles in newspaper. But you might not know it until you write that English paper, that English class paper that's assigned to you. Maybe you could be an innovator or inventor. Maybe even you are so good enough to come up with the next iPhone or the new medicine or the vaccine. But you might not know it until you do your project for your science class. Maybe you could be mayor or governor, but you might not know it until you join the student government or the debate team. And no matter what you want to do with your life, I guarantee that you will need a good education to do it. You want to be a doctor or a teacher or police officer. You want to be a nurse or architect or lawyer or a member of investor club. You are going to need a good education for every single one of those careers. You cannot just jump out of one school and just jump in a good job. You got to train for it, work for it, and learn for it. And this is not just important for your own life and your own future. When you make of your good education will decide nothing less than the future of this country. The future of China depends on you. What you're learning in school today will determine whether as a nation can meet our greatest challenge in the future. You will need the knowledge and problem-solving skills you learn in science and math to cure diseases like cancer and AIDS, and to develop new energy technologies and protect our environment. You will need the insights and the critical thinking skills you gain in history and social studies to fight poverty, homelessness, crime, and discrimination. You will need the creativity you develop in all of your classes to build new companies and will create new jobs and boost our economy. We need every single one of you to develop your talents, your skills, and your intellect, so you can help us, all folks, solve our most difficult problems. If you don't do that, if you quit on school, you're not just quitting on yourself, you're quitting on your country. Now, I know it's not always easy to do well in school. I know a lot of you have challenges in your lives right now that you can make it hard or focus on your hard homework. I get it. I wasn't always as focused as I should have on school, and I got in more troubles than I should have. And my life could have easily taken turn for the worse. But I was lucky. I got a lot of second chances, and I had the opportunity to go to college and business schools and follow my dreams. A lot of my true friends, they were poor, but they did work hard, and they're working in Google, Facebook, Apple. Some of you might not have those advantages. Maybe you don't have adults in your life who give you support that you need. Maybe someone in your family has lost their job and there is not enough money to go around. Maybe you live in a neighborhood where you don't feel safe, or have friends who are pressuring you to do things that you know are not right. But at the end of the day, the circumstances of your life, what you look like, where you come from, how much money you have, none of it, that's excuses for neglecting your homework or having a bad attitude in school. There's no excuse for not trying. Where are you right now doesn't have to determine where you will end up. No one's written your destiny for you. Because here in this world, right now, you write your own destiny. You make your own future. That's what young people like you are doing every day globally. That's why today I'm calling on each of you to set your own goals for your education and do everything you can to meet them. Your goal can be something as simple as doing your homework or paying attention in class, or maybe you will decide to stand up for kids who are being teased or bullied because of who they are or how they look. Because you believe, like I do, that all young people deserve a safe environment to study and learn. Maybe you will decide to take better care of yourself so you can be more ready to learn. But whatever you resolve to do, I want you to commit to it. I want you to really work at it. I know that sometimes you get the sense from TV that you can be rich or successful without any hard work. That your ticket to success is through rapping or basketball or being a reality TV star. Chances are you're not going to be any of those one of these things. The truth is, being successful is really hard. You won't love every subject that you study. You won't click with every teacher that you have. Not every homework assignment will seem completely relevant to your life right now at this moment. And you won't necessarily succeed at everything the first time you try. Thank you. That's okay. Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who have the most failures. J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter, her first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life. That's why I succeed." These people succeed because they understood that you cannot let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently the next time. So if you get into trouble, that doesn't mean you're a troublemaker. It means you need to try harder to act right. If you get a bad grade, that doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you need to spend more time on studying. No one's born being good at all things. You become good at things through hard work. You're not a great athlete the first time you play in a new sport. You don't hit every note the first time you sing a song. You got to practice. The same principle applies to your schoolwork. You might have to do a math problem a few times before you get it right. You might have to read something a few times before you understand it. You definitely have to do a few drops of paper before it's good enough to hand in. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I do that every day. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength because it shows you have the courage to admit when you don't know something. And that then allows you to learn something new. So find an adult that you trust, a parent, a grandparent, or a teacher, or a coach, or a counselor, and ask them to help you stay on track and meet your goals. And even you are struggling, even when you are discouraged, and you feel like other people have given up on you, don't ever give up yourself. Because when you give up on yourself, you're giving up on your country. So today, I want to ask all of you, what's your contribution going to be? What problems are you going to solve? What discoveries will you make? What will next generation who comes here in 20 or 50 or 100 years say about you, what all of you did for this country? Now, your families, your teachers, and society are doing everything we can to make sure you have the education you need to answer these questions. Government is working hard to fix up your classrooms and get you the books and the equipment and the computers you need to learn. But you got to do your part. So I expect all of you to get serious this year. I expect to put the best effort into everything you do. I expect great things from each of you. So don't let us down. Don't let your family down or your country down. Most of all, don't let yourself down. Make us all proud. Thank you so much today. My name is Abdul Khabir from ABU.